Thank you for choosing our Patio Heat channel. I'm Steve. We provide tips and information to extend the enjoyment of your patio project. Our videos give you a knowledgeable overview prior to investing in your outdoor heating equipment. Whether you are a professional or owner builder, we provide specific details for optimum heat coverage for your application. Post a comment or question, or for developed visual designs, send your request into designs@patioheat.com. We're here to work with you. For over 30 years, patio heating is the bedrock of our business, expressing what works best. Now let's get heating. All right, so here we have this residential application, and let's go into the overall dimensions first of all. So overall dimensions, I'm going to go with just basically the most important dimensions we have. We have this 23 feet 10 1/4 inch from the outside edge here to the wall over here. And then we have a distance here of 20 feet 9 inches. That's from the post to the outside of the post. And we have a flat ceiling here of 10 feet 4 3/4 of an inch. Now that might be slightly lower. I'm not 100% certain of that, but that's the main dimensions that we're really looking at. The fan that I have here is 4'6", and that is going to be actually important to note here. There's two fans that I have, and I have them placed going parallel with this beam here, let's call it. And we have a fireplace that has a retractable television set here that actually goes into the roof, and I'm not sure if it folds or what, but you know, the placement of these heaters might be important with regards to the movement of this TV set, so that's something to think about. I have that so that it's 5 feet off the finished floor at the bottom edge, and it's 18 inches from the actual fireplace here. And then we just have basic, seating area, reclining space that I have. That's pretty much about it. So let's go ahead and talk about the units that I'm going to place. And I'm going to go ahead and take off the top here so we can have a better look at how this is actually going to be placed in this application. So if I went with the overall distances, you can see that I have each unit at 6'11" center to center, and that is based on the overall distance that I had. Let's see if I have it on here. Let's go back to those dimensions that I had. And so the main important part, and I had spoken to this client actually, and we had talked about a problem I had where this particular portion was pushed by accident while we were discussing something. And now that I have this on the true dimension again, that's why we're changing this distance here. We had it at a different distance before. You can see here, actually I'm going to remove that now. But 6'11" center to center, and then I have these fans placed, between. If I was to take a dimension here, and this is just mark this right here, and go to the center point of the heater, you can see that we have that at 3'5" 1/2 inch, and let's just verify that it is actually parallel, or excuse me, the similar 3'5" 1/2 inch. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove those two here. That's why I have these where I have them, based on those distances of clearances and centering the heater as well, or excuse me, centering the fan as well as the placement of the heater. But you can see that with this 4'6" diameter fan blades, we have no issue with regards to meeting the clearances. The heaters that I've placed here are the 5200 watt units. We could place the 6000 watt units. Now I'm just going to pop them in here. You can see I haven't moved them all properly, but you can see that they're just a little bit larger, and I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. Let's see what else we can do here. We could talk about the distances from center point here on the unit to center point here on the unit. And you can see we have those at 9 foot center to center, and that's still true with the 6,000 watts as well. But I think the 5,000 watt units or 5,200 watt units are going to be adequate for this application. I'm going to go ahead and turn off these dimensions now, and go ahead and turn off the clearances below the heater itself. So these are flush mount units. We have the unit itself, the flush mount kit, and then we also have the 1 hour fire rated drywall that the unit will actually fit into. You can see here the flush mount kit, the heater itself, and the 5/8 drywall, 1 hour rated fire drywall. Let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. So the footprint of heat on these units here, the manufacturer states that it can be placed at 10 foot maximum elevation, and you can see that the coverage on this particular application is basically full as far as the occupied space could be. We have a little bit of the ray going into the structure itself here. You can see if you look over here that it's penetrating a little bit right here. That's going to warm up this wall. But as long as you're sitting in the ray itself, you will feel the warmth of the heater. Just like the sun, if I was to take this and just pop this back on, let's go ahead and look at, the shadow from the sunlight. If you were standing in the shadow of the building itself, you would not feel the warmth of the sun, but the air temperature from here to over here is going to be exactly the same. And as soon as you step out into the sunlight, you're going to feel the warmth of the sun, and that is how infrared light waves work. You're not going to physically see the light waves. I have this only so that you can see the penetration areas of the light waves, but as long as you're in that light wave, you will feel the warmth. This particular client is in an area that does get cold during the winter seasons, and so we're placing the maximum amount of heat. There's a little bit of overlapping here, but I think during those colder climates times, this would be the most ideal positions to sit in. Now I'm going to do one other thing that I don't normally do, but I'm going to show something where if I was just to place the heaters like this and look at the actual space needed, so we have, we still have the television set here. You can see that the ray is not penetrating that TV at the placement of the heaters. But what I want you to see here is, the footprint of the footprint or square feet of the area that needed to be heated is approximately 434 square feet. We'll call it 435, and it needs a minimum of 106,000 BTUs in order to be heated properly. And with these 5,200 watt units, we have 119,500 BTUs to heat the area. So it's going to be heated properly for most of the season. If we put a 6,000 watt unit in here, you can see that 6,000 would be 122,000 BTUs per square foot. With 6 of the units, and this is with 5 or 6 of the units of the 5,200s as well. But this is basically what you really want to look at, is making sure that you're heating up the area that you want to occupy, and we're doing that with the 5,200 watt units, no problem whatsoever. So let's go ahead and turn it back on there and go ahead and look at that footprint of heat. I'm going to turn off the space that needed to be heated, and you can see that that is just perfectly fine. Now I'm going to pop in the 6,000 watt units just to see that. Let's go in. I think I have this improper here. Let me just go ahead and change this real quickly here. There we go. And I'm going to turn that back on just so we can move these properly here. So if I was to move these in the right positions. Let's get a little bit more accurate here. And you can see I'm moving it closer to that TV set. This is something that we had spoke about on the call before. But the main reason is because of the fact that what I had before on our phone call, we had these closer to this wall here, and now that I pulled that wall back towards what it's supposed to be, this is more important to place the heaters like this, and we're not penetrating this area here with the TV set itself. So, but in any case, you can see that we have some rays that throw out a little bit further with the 6,000 watt units on either side here. So we're really overheating the section, and just like I said, with that blue space area that we need to heat, it's a little bit more heat than is actually necessary. So the 5200s would be my option, and I think that's pretty much about it. So let's go ahead and put that back on, and I think this would be something that would work perfect for this application. Another thing I should also mention, just so you know, is that this particular project, basically has, a wall here, a back wall over here, one over here. I think there's a doorway that's going to be over here, and then these two walls. So what I'm stating here really is in the ceiling, which is very important. What I'm stating here is that this is a well-protected area, and well-protected areas don't need as much heat as open areas. If this is completely open and the cold air moves through the property, you would want probably a little bit more heat than what I'm showing right now. However, with this particular application, this is ideal for this particular job. So I think that's about it. And if there's any other questions, please feel free to place them on our comments. And if you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve, and please tap that like button. Feel free to join our YouTube channel. It really helps our channel out. It helps others find our channel, and we really appreciate you doing that. Even if it was just for a year or so, that is just perfect for us. So we appreciate that. Thank you very much. Have an excellent day.